hello folks, as a follow-up to the microtransactions thing, now that Crimefest is over, strap in, because this is going to be one hell of a ride. Okay, day number 1. This is where all the controversy started. The black market update and the weapons rebalance. The biggest issues here, obviously, microtransactions, for some people, was the weapon balance. And playing around with the balance, it's still utter shite. But as I've always said, I'm not gonna go into the gameplay stats and everything. I'm just gonna go over. I'm gonna stay on the hour. What I'm trying to say is I'm not gonna go into detail about anything in game. Okay. Now I've got to scroll up because for some reason day 1's all the way down here. Day 2. We had 5 masks and a couple fixes. This was probably one of the in the middle days. 5 masks, okay. The game is quite heavily based on masks. There was no thing about the microtransaction thing either, so yeah. Day number 3. We had the Aftershock heist with a new song and a couple new achievements. And nothing else about the microtransactions. The worst thing about this heist was the fact that you had to move lads' shitty safes. So that was pretty much an insult at the time to a lot of people. And the song, Utter Chaos, that perfectly described the situation. Day number 4. Well, first off, we have some things about, what's been going on. Like mods, voice actors, bug on the merchandise thing. And actually, before I go on, there was something about... No, there wasn't. Forget what I said. Team AI able to trade in players for a hostage if there are only Team AI left on the level. There's a couple issues with this. Normally, people don't play with the bots if they're going stealth, which is the only time someone might solo a heist, unless they just don't play offline, unless they just don't play online, like I do. But even then, you don't want to die in the first place. The AI is brain dead stupid. They get shot a little bit, oh, they'll keep staggering. They'll just die. When they go to revive you, nah, we'll just leave you on the floor. We'll basically just troll you. So AI trading, worthless, because they won't live that long. Then we have filtering for loud or stealth. Arguably, that should have been in the first place. Day 5. The LMG and bipod. First off, this LMG just completely says no to the other KSP, because this KSP, the KSP 58, is a flat upgrade to the other KSP, and it's so much cheaper as well, which in game would make no sense. But that's not the biggest issue here. The biggest issue was the bipod itself. Now, I'll admit, it is a pretty fun thing to use. I've got a thing going on with 2 sentries and a bipod. It shuts down an area. The issue was this thing was so glitched, and yet they delayed it because they were apparently fixing a bug. When does that stop them from releasing things with bugs in the first place? E.g. this. This thing was so broken at launch. Like, if you had a bipod, you could appear 7,000 feet out the map. You could then stand in front of a dozer and he would not do anything to you. He would not attempt to shoot you. You could just shoot him in the face and he wouldn't even know you're there. Game breaking if I ever saw it. Though it didn't happen to hosts, I've noticed, because it never happened to me. It will never happen to people that were not hosting. I'd say that was also one of the better days, at the very least, for the bipods, despite all the bugs. Aftershock was also one of the good days, despite the insult to injury. Day 6 was the first World Bank. Now, this was probably one of the best days in fact, it is the best day in Crime Fest this year. Mostly due to the fact that people were asking for First World Bank since Payday 2 came out. Mostly because of the overdrill thing. And all that is still there. And you can actually stealth the heist now. So a lot of people were really happy with this day. I'm no exception. Also, I forgot to mention, KSP reload sound was missing. How do you screw that up? Also, was there actually anything about the no, might have been day 6. I can't remember where they addressed the thing with microtransactions. Oh well. Day 7. A new collaboration, aka another advertisement on the billboard that is Payday 2. And preferred character. They apparently fixed the bipod issue, which they didn't. It was still happening to people. Civilian was stuck in a tree. Okay, that might have been overlooked. But yeah, 3 tracks from La Castlevania. Okay. The bottom one. Added the option for players to set an order of characters they want to play and if their first choice is taken. Arguably, also should have been in when they actually put that option in. You know, preferred character has been around for a long time. Why didn't they do this when that was coming out? And why did they put this as a reward? I'll go over the biggest issues later. Hotfix. This was where a SWAT van turret would deploy a flashbang. That's all. Day 8. This was the SWAT turret upgrade. They also added in I lost something right here. The AU ticket in First World Bank job. This achievement would give you a safe for First World Bank that you didn't need a drill to open. Putting things with safes in when the community is up in arms about them is not the wisest move. They also apparently effed up the Maever 357 and Micro Uzi submachine gun, taking out their reload sounds. When did they ever touch them? And how the hell did they do that? But yeah. They also added in 4 masks. But the main issue with this update, the fact that we had to essentially win a buff for an enemy. Why? Day 9. This was about like the third best day. Aftershock was second best. First World Bank first. Mostly because new heist, or rather, remake of an old heist. But I don't seem to remember many people asking for this particular heist. So yeah, Slaughterhouse. Okay, that's about it. Also, Cryptic update, tweaked combat on First World Bank. That's cryptic if I ever saw it. And then we come to one of the most disappointing days, alongside the Black Market one, probably second most disappointing. Day 10, which was just released no long ago. Okay, ask me anything on Payday subreddit tomorrow. Bring your popcorn, that's all I'm gonna say. Organizing additional meetings with the community. Okay. And actually, here's something I never noticed, as well as Infamy 3.0. Are we gonna have like 50 Infamy levels by the end of this? Or 100? Oh gosh. Here's another big dinger. Completely overkill pack safe. Stop with the effing drills and saves. That is not helping you. Anyway, here is one of the biggest issues with this update as well. A jump animation. We had to work for something that should have been in day 1. Oh my god. And then I think they just completely said, yeah, we're out of ideas. Add in 4 achievements dedicated to jumping, when we could do that from day 1 as well. Why? And there is actually an achievement for just jumping. That's pretty much like in the Deadpool game, moving the analog stick up a little bit to get Deadpool off his effing ass. You're really getting lazy, Overkill, as well as liars. And the Pork Royale. One more mother effing safe and drill to add to the collection. The only good thing about this update, if anything, is the meme masks. People were asking for the meme masks for so long. So, I'm in no place to say that's bad. What do I think of Crime Fest as a whole this year? Utter shite. The only 3 good things were the heists. Maybe the bipod, but that came out glitchy as hell and it broke the game for quite a bit. Just lots of these things should have been in from day 1, and some of them we shouldn't have even had to, like the weapons rebalance. Why did we have to win that? In my opinion, that should be something that a dev should be doing of their own goodwill. Any dev. If something's, if you're like, oh right, this is too overpowered, we want people to feel like there's more choice and not have to use this one weapon. Okay, we'll rebalance it. Fair enough. Don't make the community work for something like that. The same goes with the AI hostage trading. Admittingly, if you're going to put something in like that, it should have been in from day 1. And even if they were to turn around and say, oh yeah, the engine wouldn't have been able to handle it beforehand, that's utter bullshit. Because they did the same thing with no arm and leg hitboxes. Though someone put that into the game in one afternoon. They clearly are actually lazy with some of this stuff. It's just like I said, the LMG and bipod, that was one of the alright ones. First World Bank, people were wanting that, so yeah, that's fine. Preferred character, once again, should have been in from day one. We shouldn't have had to work for something like that. Day 8, SWAT turret. Again, balancing. We shouldn't have had to work for that. Day 9. Alright, that was alright. Day 10, the jump animation. That was just the... One of the things was the troll face. That is essentially this update in a nutshell. It's a massive troll, a jump animation, which should have been in from the start. That's just one bad aspect about Crimefest. Lots of things really shouldn't have been rewards. The second bad aspect of Crimefest was, in fact, the fact that they lied and added in microtransactions. They've tried to... Actually, there's a video. I'll link to it in the description. It's a Japanese dude that accidentally set his house on fire during a stream. He tried to put it out with a pail of water. Okay, that's understandable. His house is burning down. That Japanese dude, and it's kind of an insult to the dude, is essentially overkill in this situation. They tried to put out a fire with a little pail of water and inevitably the whole thing burned down. So, or is going to burn down. And yeah, now I remember, the CrimeNet filter, we also shouldn't have been made to work for that. So yeah, microtransactions and things we should not have been made to work for are the biggest offenders in this crime fest. And this is like one chapter in their terrible history with the community. I'll also link to a discussion that has pretty much lots of bad things that they've done. Not every single one. There is also a video that I could link to as well, and I probably will do that. Because right now I need to rest. This is just taking a lot out of me. I did do a calm talk on the first day. About how they could fix things. The way they could fix things now is they've already added drills in to loot drops. That itself is not going to put out the fire at this point. They need to take out the microtransactions. They absolutely have to. Then the community can start to settle down. There's still plenty of other things that's wrong, but they can start to settle down. Second, they should do something good for the community, like go, okay, here's another free heist for you. To say sorry. Because really they need to do something big to apologise to the community at this point. There's just so many bad things out of this crime fest that a lot of people are feeling cheated out. You know, having to work for things that should have been in, for these dang microtransactions. They need to put something in. You know, a big thing for free, you know, free update to say, look, we're sorry. the biggest thing they could do is take out microtransactions as well. So, yeah. After I've had more time to think it over, I might make another video going more into detail on how they can fix things, but right now, I mean, it's about 7:30. I've been up since really early, so I'm a bit tired right now. This has been Scottish Boy 112, signing out.